And it begins. Alright, let me actually give quick close. Let's not yank the cable out or the headset. Alright, now that's out of the way. Alright, where are we? Alright, first things first, I might not be able to read the chat. This is a notice I'm basically putting on every start of the stream, so if you write something and I'm not reading it, I just haven't noticed it yet. I will eventually read the message when it comes about, so might take a minute, might take two, depending what I'm doing, so that's that. Second of all, we are very close to getting Xinyan max. We just need 925 experience. We have all the stuff required, then some, because also working towards this. And we've got some dailies to do. So, unfortunately, we can't exactly do... it depends what quest we get. So we've got some in Inazuma. I think we can fight with Xinyan, then do the fire hypostasis boss, and maybe we'll get enough experience. Who knows? Because I think each enemy drops like 20 or so experience. And if we're fighting a lot of enemies, then eventually we will get the experience needed, because I'm not wasting a book. Because at most, I'm wasting like a purple book, which is like 5,000 experience or something, while a blue book is like 4,000. No. The blue book is 5,000. Oh yeah, that'd be a lot. That's way too much experience to lose. Good lord. So we'll just be doing this. If I had smaller books to waste, that I would use those, but just don't. So unfortunate. Okay. Probably should raise my headset. I always forget to raise my headset. So if I don't raise my headset, what happens is that I'm just generally breathing into the mic, and it's not that pleasant to listen to, because it's someone breathing into a mic. As for where I've got it right now should be fine. I think it's fine, right? Oh, God, stretching. Not pleasant. All right. So, we're getting close to the next patch of Genshin, and from what I see, we're either going to get the first triple banner, so that will be Kokomi, that will be Raiden, and that will be Yai, all in the same, or all in different banners at the same time, or we're going to get a Raiden banner, then we'll get a Yai banner, then we'll get a, no. Don't wake up. No! Okay. So, I have to run away, because you need Hydro for this. You cannot face this boss with Pyro. Like, the entire purpose of this boss fight is to get this Pyro bar down. If you're playing as pure Pyro, as I'm currently doing because I've completely forgot to change, yeah, you're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to kind of... You're not even going to take down the bar or anything. You're just going to hit it, and you're not going to get anywhere. It's just an endless fight. So apparently Nintendo's doing a live stream tomorrow, and people are excited. Brave Exvius, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius announced they're gonna do a Xenogears rerun, which I'm excited for. Because Brave Exvius does do some pretty interesting crossovers, and they do them relatively often. Again, one of the most famous ones I could think of is just Ariana Grande, and I think who else? Katy Perry. Yeah, they actually got crossovers in that game, and it's like you just don't expect that to happen. It'd be like, oh, why would celebrities play video games? Then again, at the current moment, you've got celebrities with NFTs, and it's like, So I guess it's just money at the end of the day. And done. Yeah, I didn't get that much experience for it. I need to change over. Let me just pick these up though. But yeah, what am I excited for the Xenoblade? Not Xenoblade, Nintendo Nintendo stream. We're not going to get anything for Smash because that's done. If we get anything for Smash, it's going to be like, I don't know, a different kind of crossover game. So not a fighting game. I actually think it'd be a racing game. Because you already got Mario Party. Well, actually, party game could be possible.
Come on, we can do it. I'll protect us.
Yeah, a party game could be decent crossover, although I don't think it'd get that much. So I would have to say a racing game would be most likely. But considering what's happening, chances are what we're going to get is a Xenoblade related announcement. So it's either going to be Xenoblade Chronicles X for Switch. I personally would love it if the Xenoblade games came to PC. Or if they really want, Xenogear could also come on the Switch. Really, anything can kind of happen. Also, let me just do one thing quickly. But yeah, anything can really happen. It's kind of up in the air. Although, I would find it funny if it ended up being like an announcement of a mobile game, like, oh, here's the Xeno Gacha game, and it's like you've got like Xenogears, you've got Xenoblade Chronicles, and it's like, well, why would you have those titles? Because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is basically a gacha in its own right. You just don't pay for anything with real money. But that would be kind of funny, in all honesty. But I doubt that's going to happen. Really, I don't think there's. Oh, is there anything that's being hyped? The Kirby game, I know is probably around the corner, so I think we might hear some news about that. Is there anything else? Oh, Breath of the Wild 2. We haven't heard anything about that. It's just been the Hyrule Warriors 2 game that we've been hearing about. No, I actually have no idea. It really can be anything, because the mainstays are kind of gone. I guess Mario Party maps? Like, because the Mario Superstar game has been out for a while, and no real updates have been sent to it. I wonder if they might do the DLC route. Like, they do a classical DLC and they do a new DLC. Where if you play as, well, I guess if you get the old DLC, you get like old titles and such. If you get new DLC, you get remixes of boards. But this is purely speculation. I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen.
Fate is upon you.
Also, I timed that absolutely perfectly. maybe a bit too perfectly, because Mona
Lights out.
basically didn't take any damage from a frame. Okay.
You can't run.
Thankfully, it seems like all the insanity from this NFT nonsense has finally calmed down. Because I think whatever damage has been done has been done. Because because at the end of the day, it was a scam. It was quite literally like, oh, I want you to get so and so. All this nonsense going on, and that seems to have finally calmed down. Consensus kind of came down to, hey, this is a little scammy. Things aren't making quite so much sense. And then it turns out to be like the whole concept of an NFT was a blooming lie. To quickly explain the NFT stuff, without getting into the NFT stuff, hackathon happened. Two people trying to work towards putting something on the blockchain couldn't quite do it. Puts a link on the blockchain to a resource. Absolutely wasteful, because you're technically minting a new kind of cryptocurrency each time you do that. So it is ridiculously wasteful. And yeah, it's just everyone went insane. Celebrities just dove onto this full core. And it's like, I guess at one point the phrase "more money than sense" really becomes true. Because at that point they were just spending a ridiculous. Let's put this context. There are artists who sell art, commissions, completely personalized as you request it, for as little as like $60 to the most of, like, if we want to go to the absolute extreme high end, a few hundred. I would personally say, depending on the artist, you're going to find a sweet spot of price and quality that you will find really good. But then again, there's also stuff like, oh, do you want it animated? Do you want it to be rigged? Do you want it to be a VTuber thing? Do you want it to be this, that, or whatever? Is it a your character here? So that's like a pose is already done, and they just kind of fill in the details with your character as you request it. But it's like just so much money spent. Like, it was like tens and thousands of dollars, and it was ridiculous. Like come on. If you wanted artwork that's personalized to you, that there's only one of, there is so much blooming art you can do. Like, there's so much. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, there are so many artists, so many good artists. Hell, they don't even have to speak the same language as you thanks to Google Translate. You could just send them a message saying, hey, I saw your art. How much do you do for commissions? They'll go, oh, I do so-and-so local currency. Convert that currency into your own, get the estimate, and you go, okay, how do I pay you? Okay, and they pick either this, that, or the other. You agree, make the account, and then you just go through the entire process, and you get the art and you pay for it. Although I will say there are some artists that, although I say some, I've only had one bad experience with an artist, and I think that was because they were having a rough time. But it's also like, you kind of can't just leave people, like, you can't go completely silent, you have to kind of communicate. So I only have one bad experience with an artist, but that's mainly because bad circumstances most likely, but I haven't seen them post recently. Then again, I follow like hundreds of artists. So, kinda tricky. But yeah, that's just how it started with the entire NFT thing, because then it kind of became like, oh, NFTs aren't about pictures; it can be anything, which kind of inspired the NFT itself is the token, and the picture is just what represents the token. On top of it being incredibly bad for the environment and just generally a scam. Like companies have like heads of companies have tried to promote this. Like, oh, this is a great money making scheme. Developers and fans and other staff have just been like, yo, what is this nonsense? This means absolutely nothing. Because it meant absolutely nothing at the end of the day. So you've had companies backpedaling. You've even had one, like, I think it was Ubisoft, where they were like, oh, you just don't understand the genius. And it's like, I'm sorry. If you're talking down to your fan base, saying like, oh, you just don't understand it, they're your fan. Are you trying to pick a fight? Because I'll tell you now, picking a fight with your own fan base is perhaps one of the dumbest things you can do. Because you're picking a fight with your own fans. Again, the concept is pretty standard. Like, you do things people like. If you do something people don't like, either ignore them and carry on, or apologize and stop. It's like, I honestly don't know what the thought process behind, I'm gonna pick a fight with my own fans. Is it like, you think they're gonna go like, oh, shoot, maybe I'm in the wrong. Oh, maybe this person who would earn a lot of money from this is telling me the truth. No. Because at the end of the day, when someone's selling, well, when people were selling NFTs, they weren't selling it because they actually believed it was a rug pull. It was like, oh hey, it's like, hey you want to sink your money into like this image? It's like, I don't know, it looks pretty shit. It's like, how dare you? It's worth at least 10,000. It's like, oh, how much is it? It's like 1 Ethereum or something. It's like, oh, well, if it's that good, I might as well. Not understanding the value of the money was not that the image was worth that much. It was that it was just how much the token was worth. And so at one point you kind of got like, oh, you've got this thing for 10,000. Can't blooming do anything with it. It's not exactly useful. And so it just kind of became a case of, oh hey, we're going to we're going to sell these on. So it's like a perpetual like, I think this good. I'm going to pull a sucker in. Hey sucker, if you take this off me, you'll be rich. They give you money. They take the thing off, and then the cycle repeats. Because scammers. Because that's how scams work.
What a nuisance. Come on, we can do
Which, if I have to mention that if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. You probably missed like 1,000 lessons you could have been watching on like any kids cartoon. At least in the 90s, 2000s. Because literally half of them were like learning a lesson kind of deal. Like, hey, it's like, hey, don't hurt people. Remember to wear your safety equipment. That kind of deal. But then to just fall for like the hype of, you know, NFC. I think it was a Bitcoin thing that got everyone all triggered. I think it was the case of, hey, yeah, it's like, did you get invited to the Bitcoin craze? No, you didn't. Not when the bubble blew up big. Well, hey, this is the start of the bubble. It can blow up big for you. And again, doesn't exactly work out like that because it's a scam, because you're funding money into people and people will just run away. And there have been cases where people have just like people have gotten an NFT and then the NFT vanishes, and then people have managed to steal NFTs because apparently the technology is unstable, to put it bluntly. Like again, if I heard anyone in my family go, hey, I'm thinking about getting one of these NFTs, I would go, you don't know what it is. Stop it right now. You have absolutely no idea what you're about to get into. But yeah, just so I'm glad all that's calming down, and all the fallout has now fallen. But I believe, technically speaking of money, not speaking of money, recently, yeah, ever since Afghanistan happened, apparently charities have been trying to get money, like food and water to like the people, that are still left there.
Shadows of fate.
I'll stay blunt in my opinion of the topic. They've been trying to get food and water in, but each time they tried, uh, the resources just keep getting blocked.
I'll protect us.
And they keep getting redistributed to the wrong people. And the charity kind of went, hey, so what if we just, what if we didn't give them food or water? What if we tried to give them money? And I'll just mention this really quick. If you've got a targeted people, and you've got an enemy who has control over everything, I'm sorry, you're not getting that resource through. It's a resource. They're going to clamp down on any incoming resource, and it's like, you want it to go to the poor people. Okay, we'll bring it to the poor people, don't worry. And then as soon as they slam the door, they like eat it themselves or give it to someone else. Or if even if it was something, even if it was like, hey, something you can't use, they'll just take it anyway. And just take it away and throw it away. They would never let it through. The only way to let a resource through when you've got effectively an incredibly tight border, would be to implement a smuggling ring. And I don't think that would be that easy. Just saying my thoughts out loud, I think that would be incredibly difficult, because not only would you have to have people that would side with you on the inside, you would have to make sure that nothing, you wouldn't be able to get much through, is my point. Like, you wouldn't be able to say, like, hey, I want to get through $20 million worth of food and water to this group, because, no, it wouldn't. Because even if you got through the border, you would be stopped near the end. At that point, you'd have to start carving out everything. And basically, I think they only have one option, which. Ooh, dear travellers, this year's Lantern Rite is here during the festive season. It is your company and dedication that brought everyone together. To rejoice in this grand celebration, here we are grateful to present this thank you gift. Thank you for your contribution to the Lantern Rite Festival, and thank you for your continued support. May the flying colours in the sky bring you joy of reunion, and we hope the continent of Tevat can bring you more warmth and beauty. Oh, that's nice. Why do I have it twice? What? What? It's the exact same. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. Hey there, Calvin. My day is fine. Did they just send the same notification twice? They just sent it twice. Oh, that is. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Okay. Okay. I'm laughing a little bit, but it's mainly because it's technically such an easy thing to have happen. So I imagine they have their own kind of system to start launching notifications, and I imagine it can lock up, and when the system locks up, it doesn't just kind of not go through. Sometimes it will like double send, because I've had that happen during work, and thankfully nothing major's happened with it, but that's kind of funny to see. Kind of funny to see. And yeah, I'll repeat the message. If I don't see any messages yet, I haven't seen it yet. I will eventually get around to it. So be a little patient. If it takes me 5 minutes, it will take me 5 minutes, but I will eventually get to the message. So apologies for any waiting, and thank you for being patient. Hello, Moonshaper. I want to say it. I want to say it like hello, Moonshaper. But it's like hello, Moonshaper, like that kind of like calling out. Hello, Mon. Oh, at least he got half of Paimon's name right. Seems like the Adeptus isn't home. Let's not be impolite to the Adepti now. I will take a shit on their front door first. Don't worry, Paimon. This is exactly how we fight the gods. Because we've fought at least, like, 2 already. Paimon, what are Adepti? They're very special people. Or very special animals? Like Kishiboshi? Not exactly. They have mystical powers. Like Kishiboshi? They can kapow, then Kishiboshi also adept. They can kapow, then Kishiboshi also adeptus. Saying Kishiboshi is really hard. Adepti are more ancient and they have a certain prestige, dignity. You can only get them with 1,000 prestige points. No, 100 prestige points. Shoot. No, it's 100 prestige points. It's like 1,000 event tokens. I think it is in League. Oh, then Kishibushi, not Adeptus. Iori is Adeptus. This is pretty hard to explain. The Adepti are ancient powers who defend Liyue. Kishiboshi understands. Iori protects Xinyan Forest and not Adeptus. Paimon's pretty sure that's not how it... Paimon's pretty sure that's not how it works, but if it clears up my misunderstandings... No, I am fairly certain that is how it works, Paimon. There aren't Adepti in Azuma and there aren't Adepti in Mondstadt. It's only Liyue. Maybe they got different names, but whatever. But since we've got this Adeptus abode in front of us, let's take a picture of Kishiboshi right here. Kishiboshi, pose for picture. Good, Kishiboshi. Yeah, you don't have to save, you just have to tap enter, tap escape, that's it. That was a great shot. Mahaha, Kishiboshi, handsome. The kid's got 0 humility. I mean, he literally did just teach him what handsome is, and to be fair, he's learning pretty quick. Because remember, because at the very beginning of the event, he didn't even know what a picture was. He thought it was like 2 Kichiboshis. Ooh, Paimon! Adepti use what magic? The Adepti are super powerful, for example. Let's start with Amber around here. Or with the Amber around here. Amber's not around here. It's so confusing having a character name after a generic resource. It's like having a character named Iron, like I am Iron the Great. Paimon remembers this one. Mountain Shaper has flowers that can create amber to trap bad things and invade his home, invade his land inside them. Mon, very powerful, defends Liyue by trapping bad things. Yeah. Long ago, the very bad 4 Oni of Ogata came into the forest and bullied many Bakadanuki. Iori transformed into an official, gave them Bakadanuki food to eat. Later, Iori and Otogi King threw them into paper and sealed them. So there's that sort of story too. No wonder Iori panicked when he saw the picture of Kishiboshi. Iori not an Adeptus, not defending Liyue, but Iori protects the forest. He protects Tanuki. Different people have different things they need to defend. You'll figure out once you're older, Kishibushi. That's why you gotta train hard, become super strong Bakadanuki. Of course, the world famous Bakadanuki Kishiboshi. Paimon's really curious about what Iori used to look like before he was sealed. He was probably a ball of fun. He was probably a fluff ball. Paimon's suddenly reminded of those treasure hoarders who were trapped in amber. They even took us for Adepti messengers. That's what. That feels like it was a long time ago, but at the same time, it wasn't, right? Oh well, when we come to Liyue, the rite of descension happens only once a year. Aha, I, traveller, am going to have all that delicious food. Come on, Paimon, let's go. And all the offerings too. Paimon flying over there right now. Basically, stop misrepresenting events. Or misrepresenting. Okay. You explain what happened to Leeway in simpler terms. You stop at the point where you see the episode and oh, I can't read that. That needs to slow down. Because even speed reading that is quick. As for what happened, Traveller and Paimon went to Liuli Pavilion Place where we were earlier. Munmon and Clow Clow very powerful. They built a moving house. Clow Clow? Clow Clow? Oh, Cloud Retainer. Okay, really loves gourmet food as well. We had to make lots of delicious stuff before we could meet with her. Greedy, like Paimon. She can fly too. Hey! Is Paimon Adeptus? Paimon is very powerful. I am fairly certain that Genshin is going to end with Paimon either being an actual playable character, just full-sized, or she's going to be a bad guy. This is kind of complicated. That praise was that was praise, sure, but Paimon doesn't feel so good about it. But either way, Paimon is an Adeptus. Want to play with Adepti? The Adepti don't generally appear before people, but we can have a look around. It's pretty nice here. Kishiboshi go. Where? Where did you? Oh, you're over here. Yeah. So I think what's going to happen with Paimon is that she's either going to become a bad guy and become a boss fight, a playable character. Where did you? Oh, you're over here. A playable character, or it's just going to be an irrelevant story beat. But usually story beats aren't that. Ooh. Look for Kishiboshi. Wow. Oh, he fell off. But no, I think Paimon's going to become either a bad guy or have a power unlocked. Or both. It can honestly be anything. Honestly anything. I need to swap out to Xinyan. Please back away. Please back away. There you go. I still can't believe they gave double resources. That's just kind of funny. That's not the one. It's this one, I believe, because this one's new. Kishiboshi! I'm curious what happens if you break that before you can actually find Kishiboshi. I imagine this is just brand new and it's not actually there before. Don't worry, it's okay, but don't run off for yourself next time. You're like his big sister Paimon. You're like his mom Paimon. Paimon's like his granny. Good lord, we are just like... We don't even know how old Paimon is. Oh, Charlie, you gotta eat more. You're still growing. How will you grow unless you eat more? Wait, she actually played into that? I'm actually... Although I'm fairly certain... So, I'm fairly certain that choices don't really matter. Because some choices... the way dialogue trees usually work is that you're going down a single line of dialogue. And sometimes you have a branch off, which then reconnects with the main point very quickly. The issue is that when sometimes you have multiple dialogue, but sometimes it all just leads to the same end, which makes the choice very pointless. Let's step back so I don't get long. Okay, so we can go on to the next one. Oh, what was I saying? So yeah, so dialogue can be very how do I put it? Fruitless. Like usually, it's always like, "Hey, I'm gonna go get something to eat. What do you want?" And well, I guess the best way to put it is the way you expect dialogue to be is like, "Hey, I'm making coffee. How do you like yours?" black with milk, cream and sugar, and you expect one to be like, oh, you can't handle black, and it's like, okay, coming up, madam, and then it's like, what, are you, a child? And it's like that's generally how you expect it to go. Like 3 different answers, 3 varying different responses. But sometimes it just feels like it kind of goes like dialogue, choice, and you all go into the same thing. So it's like, did it really matter? Like when a choice in this is basically forced when the options all sing together. So it'd be like, once I went to Leeway, then I saw a dragon fell, and then we met God. Like that kind of deal. Like it has to form a complete sentence, and then you know that no matter what your dialogue is, you're saying all of it. It's just showing you all your dialogue choices. This is or isn't a sea. Is very pretty. The tall house sign is very pretty too. Okay. Basically, dialogue usually has how do I put it? I'm more used to Persona dialogue, where it's like you have a main track of dialogue, but you also branch out into different things, and every decision you make has an impact to a degree. Like, what was it? I think in Persona 3, you can choose to. Or what was it? You can choose to accept being the leader of Seas, or you can say, "Oh, I'm not into it." And I think Mitsuru just kind of goes, "Ahem. We would love you to be our leader. Do you accept?" Uh, no, was it that one? I think something else. I might be getting my Memories Persona 3 mixed up because it's been such a while since I played that game. I miss that game. I really wanted to have a HD remake. But oh well. But usually your dialogues mean something, where each choice is a choice and not just completely guaranteed. Now, I wouldn't call them dangerous. They were truly perilous. Like, I'm fairly certain that this dialogue would lead to be like, it's like no need to scare him either. But it's like, don't undersell them too much. Like you're always getting flavor text in this, which is fine. It's when you're forced into a specific route because you don't really have a choice. Although I will say you only get one choice, but that's kind of good because if your dialogue appeared down here, it would just kind of feel like skip, skip, skip. You got a bit more involvement. It feels like you're actually doing something, like you're actually the one saying it. Oh, are we going to do a fishing minigame? Oh god, I haven't done fishing in ages. Yeah, I haven't done fishing in absolutely ages. This will be a nice distraction. You teach Kishiboshi the basics of fishing, now try to keep it simple. Got it? Mahaha, fish are silly, get tricked by food. Huh, sounds like Paimon. You're not so different, Kishiboshi. That happens to me too. Sounds like Paimon. But yeah, thankfully, dialogue doesn't have, really? Can I not? Oh, here you go. Go be over here. Moonstringer. We've got Moonstring, what? Wilderness Rod. So when fishing first was up, there was an event to, how do I put it? There was an event, to, like, get a certain fish, and it gave you special currency. Oh, I forgot how to do this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't give up. You'll get the hang of it.
What? Did I just forget how to fish? What? I'm fairly certain I was doing that correctly. Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
What is it? What is it? Is it
I was
another
looking at
Pokemon?
that backwards. I thought I was controlling the thing. No, I was controlling the bar. Right. It's been a while, so excuse me there.
You've got it. You got. Whoa!
But hey, that
That's
means we got the fail
nice.
achievement, which haven't gotten before. So does that mean I'm really good, or does that mean I've just lost it? Are you gonna take it? Oh,
Victory is almost out. Whew, that was a
there you go.
tough
That's free.
fight.
Okay, space. Yeah, stop fishing. Gishiboshi. Why not go in water and catch fish? Into catchy fish. Some fish can't be caught that way. It might be troublesome, but it's more interesting this way. This is also a form of training. You try Paimon. Fun fact, Paimon was fished at the very beginning of the game, if you forgot that. Because Paimon was fished out at the very beginning of the game. That's how you talk to her. Which is actually interesting, because you actually don't get fishing until really late. And by really late, I mean, it only occurred recently. But then again, it was more optional. So I guess it makes more sense you're not fishing all the time. And done. Claim. I think we'll save this for Friday? Yes, that unlocks today. Actually, no. Yeah, so tomorrow we'll have this unlocked. Thursday. We'll have that done by Thursday. We've done all of this. I think we've done all of this. Yeah, we've done all of this. So I believe that means all we have to do now is get Xinyan leveled up. So for now, we can just go to enemies. We can go to, I think it's elite. Are you elite? Oh no, is it elite or just easy? Oh no, you might be in the easy category. Oh, that would be a insult. Yeah, you're in the easy category. Ah, poor treasure hunters. They're demoted from. Oh right, and whenever you teleport here, you get a pig running in behind you. Fun fact: there is an achievement for dying to a pig. So if you get like 1 HP, and you teleport there, the pig will always run into you. So by extension, the pig will always kill you. So if you want that achievement, really easy to do. In fact, where is it? It's like, I think it's like bored. Here you go, bored to death. Be defeated by a wild boar. Completed that in 2020. It's all the way up there. So how much experience do we need? 830. So we're getting close. We just need to beat a lot of enemies. I also have to make sure Xinyan doesn't die. Because I'm fairly certain if Xinyan dies, that's gonna be it. No, does she gain experience? I think she gains experience when KO'd. I think. I hope.
Another test subject.
She definitely doesn't have to be out. Because if she had to be out to do all this, no character would level up. Because you'd only use your strongest character.
Picked the wrong test subject. You're open.
No, and we can do this. Xinyan can do an entire combo. Just as a reminder, enemies can't swim. So if you knock them into water, even if it's on the upswing, they will just drown, and it's funny to see. There was a boss actually called was it the Odd Hilichurl, I think it was, where a quick kill strat was literally just to knock it down into the water when there was any available.
Even better than I imagined.
And I think there was an achievement for doing so. I think there was. It's been so long ago. And it's not back up again. I thought for certain that they were going to bring back the Odd Hilichurl as an actual playable character. Because that would have been an actual... that would have been an interesting thing, just to have a Hilichurl as a character, a playable character. I think that would have been neat. I don't know what they would have played as, but I think that would be neat. But oh well. Human characters are nice, and next patch, I really hope we get. Well, I really hope I get Raiden, because I want to get Raiden because I want to have all of the Adepti. Yeah, Adepti. No, that's not. Is that the name? No, it was Adepti, wasn't it? Hastily written notes. Day 4, no progress. No idea why the boss obsessed this place. Day 7, boss says she has an idea. By most of her waiting by the ruin. I think we've already done this. Because it's sank behind the waterfall. I think that's it at least. And there's some over here.
There's no end to this.
Sadly, we're not going to have level 69 forever, and you can't go back in levels. That would be a really interesting and really dumb mechanic. Because that would basically mean you could undo progress for literally no reason. I also need to remember I need to be picking things up. Wait, really? Where's the enemy? Oh, you're over here? Oh, you're over here, okay. So you sprayed me somewhere? I forgot. I know in Mega Man X Dive, that's a mechanic where you can level up weapons and de-level them up, but you've got to spend, like, special currency. And that's mainly just so you don't, like, get a weapon and then decide to swap everything around free of charge. Hey, Okima. Again, I should mention this as well. I might not be able to read messages as soon as I get them. So, if you do write a message, be a little patient with me, please. Again, I should have this as a banner on the actual OBS. And I should probably do that at the end of the stream, just so I don't forget. Because forgetting is 70% of what I do, apparently. Let's show there. And I think you're... Are you over... I think I see something here. Let's try here.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire. Eat.
Ooh.
Help! Let's light it
Oh,
up.
I'm gonna get absolutely mullered, aren't I?
Cross over.
Fun fact, Bennett's healing is all based on his own max HP. So, when he's healing people, he's healing them because he's strong. So, if you want to have a really good healing Bennett, go full health, and you'll just heal for that health. I think you also get some additional scaling on damage, but I think it's always a good idea to, you know, always a good idea to have some health, mainly health, some damage, just mainly health. And to show that, the numbers are skill damage. This is when what hits enemies. 9.60% max health plus 1,000. So that's about basically 10%. So that means you gain 2,000 or 3,400 HP. There's not a limit on it, so you could technically just get him up to 50,000 health, and you would be healing just a lot, a ridiculous amount. You'd be healing 6,000. Like it'd be such a ridiculous amount to heal. And if somehow you got to the point where you get to like 100,000 health, that's full heals. You would just never die. In fact, I would imagine if they ever tried to do a kind of situation where you're just permanently, like, you're powered up so much that you're permanently healed to full HP, they would just code a Bennett circle to be like infinite range, or like a range that you would never ever exceed, because you'll be stuck in arena. And they would just give it to an AI Bennett who is like, who has a ridiculous amount of health. Because fun fact, when you code things in, it's usually wise to code it in as something else. So I know in League, if you're in if you are an ARAM, and you take like the health, you take the health relic, that is technically a minion dying. You can see this because when you pick up the relic, or when the relic spawns, for a millisecond, you can see it become a minion, an old version of a minion, because it's a minion. It's a minion standing there. Currently, I'm on a ATGB mobile phone of lag. If watching the stream is going to cut into your credit, I would honestly recommend waiting until you get into a Wi-Fi spot, or don't watch. I don't want you to suffer with your credit if you can avoid it. And sorry, I can't exactly turn down the quality of the stream, because Twitch have it. Well, sorry, you're on YouTube. Sorry, I'm using Restream, so everything blurs together. So if you wanted, you could just watch it on lower quality, or at least. Could you even minimize it? No, just have it on low quality, and it should be fine. What was I saying now? Right, things are coded differently. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they just coded a Bennett to ult at the start of the fight, and they've just maxed out all the stats to the point where it's like ridiculous scaling. Because that's how you kind of code things. When an event happens, something dies. When something spawns, something dies. When something happens, something happens, basically. You're always taking shortcuts. Actually, funny thing in League, everything is technically coded as a minion. In fact, it's kind of become a joke, like, oh, everything's a minion, ha ha ha. But it's like, no, technically everything is a minion, because a minion is just like a basic unit. Like, it's a thing with health, it's a thing with attack, it's a thing with armor, magic resist, it's just base stats. There is nothing really special about a minion. That's why the joke is everything's coded as a minion. Because, yeah, everything's coded as a minion. Because a minion is an entity. And a minion is as close to a base entity as you can get. It's got no special effects. It's just got... It's got no special effects. It's just a unit with health and can kill things. I think a Scuttle might be... No, what is Scuttle? No, a Scuttle is more modified because it can't attack. So yeah, basically the way things are coded, it's you're always looking for shortcuts, to put it bluntly. You never want to make something more complicated than what it already is. You don't want to reinvent the wheel, basically. Although it's fine to generally have multiple triggers for things. It's not like... although the issue with that is that it becomes very resource intensive. And if you want to keep your resources very low, or at least... yeah, if you want to keep your resources low... no, I want to go up. You got to keep things simple. You've got to refer to other things. Okay, so that's all that. I know there's a teleport thing there, but it would be easier for me just to do it and fly over. But I should probably ask, are you excited for the Yai release, or are you excited for the? I think Raiden and Kokomi are getting a rerun, because as far as I'm aware from the special page, it mentions Yai, it mentions Raiden, and it mentions Kokomi. I'm not going for Kokomi if that is the case, because I already have Bennett. Because Kokomi is a multiplayer healer. That's precisely what she is, and that's precisely why I'm not going to go for her. If I wanted a water healer, I would just go for Barbara. If I wanted an AoE, if I wanted a in the fight healer, I already have Bennett. So I think she's just filling a multiplayer niche. I think there's just no good place for multiplayer healers, because Bennett's heal is pretty small. And you know, Barbara, I think, can only heal single player teams.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Yeah.
Picked the wrong test subject.
Also, technically what I'm doing with Hu Tao is really wrong, because you don't want to max out... How much do you need now? 118 on, okay. We're getting closer. Definitely getting closer. Alright. Also, I should probably mention this right now. On the screen, I can see right here, on OBS, I can see chat from Twitch, I can see chat from DLive, so hello if you're on DLive, and chat from YouTube. I can't see notifications. So if anything's happening on Twitch, I'll get like something on the screen, like a someone followed, or someone's not retweeted. That's the wrong term. Hosting. That's the term. If someone's hosting, I can see that. YouTube, DLive, I cannot see anything. The only way I could see it is by going onto the channel. So there is a lot of backed up. Nope, that is the wrong one. That is the wrong one. Oh, and it wants me to log in.
about this poison death shot, and then
Nope. Alright, I'll have to log in another time. So basically, if you want to say something in the chat, type hello, I guess is the best way to put it. Because I won't know you're there until you say something. Well, I can see you there. I know there is... I can see how many people are in the chat. I just don't know how many people are actively watching. Slime. And I'll have to repeat this message one more time. Actually, I might have to... Actually, it might be a good idea to do this whole... message. Where
There's
are you?
fire in your
I can
soul. You
add...
gotta rock and roll. So come on,
Text,
let's
there you
get
go.
moving.
Oh, no. Oh, you actually do a vertical. Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing you can do? God, there's so much. Let's have a dark background. Okay. This takes a little bit. I might actually be fast to put a scroll on it. Filters, scroll. Here we go. Scroll.
I just came up with an awesome new
There you
riff.
go. Max
Wanna hear
that out. I want to do 500. Nope. What'd be a good width? 1,500. Yeah, do that. Oh, so I need to slow that down a lot. That is blazing through at the speed of sound. It's got places to go. Don't see a rainbow. Also, I probably should edit it so it's not saying all that. Yeah, I'll leave it for now. Okay, so we've got 181 experience to go, and then we can ascend Xinyan. And then Xinyan's effectively on a time limit. Because as soon as we're done with Xinyan, then we move on to someone else. I don't know who I want to max out though. I think it might be Sayu. It's either Sayu or Sucrose. I'm honestly not sure. Where are you? Oh, I can keep walking. The issue is that I don't use anemo characters ever because there's not really a situation I find useful where you just need to have an emo. I mean, an emo is really good when you have multiple elements all at one time. So if you have like Electro, Hydro, Pyro, and all this stuff, I think Geo is the only exception. I think Geo screws everything up. I think if you've got all that, then yeah, a Nemo is like fantastic. You 10 out of 10 recommend. If you don't have that kind of condition, then you've got to set up your own elemental reactions. And at that point, you're just kind of... Why not have another duo element? Like, Hydro Electra is kinda good, because then you're just zapping things, and if everything's currently currently soaked, you know, they're soaked, so they'll get zapped, and it will be zapped more. Cryo Hydro, they'll be frozen. Cryo Electro, you deal more electro damage and vice versa, depending on the order of things. Oh, it's still down. Pyro Electro, you get a kaboom. Pyro Cryo, you get a melt. Cryo...
Let's light it up.
Cryo... well, no, I'm thinking... Oh, Cryo Pyro. Why did it take me so long to think of that? Good lord. You get melt. So you just, you know, melt. You do bonus damage. And, yeah, that's it. Like, I don't think Hydro is a very all-around, a very safe element. Because it just kind of works with everything. But at the same time, it's also just an emo, and it's just generally artificially safe. Like, I think Kazuha is actually a really good one. But then again, I only think he's good because his entire demo kit has him faced with Cryo and Electro. And Pyro. Just kind of everything. So you're like, when you're pressing E and when you're ulting and all that, you're just blasting away. But, you know, if it's one element, then a Nemo, while safe, just isn't being used to its max potential.
Feel the beat.
Also, there aren't that many elements. There aren't that many times you need or you don't need a Nemo as an actual puzzle element. Only unless you're unlocking shortcuts or something. Leaves, I think, are another thing. Oh, yeah, we got 70. And we can do this. But yeah, that's my small little rant on why I think Electro is a garbage element. But it's not garbage because it's just poorly conceived. No, it's wonderfully conceived. The issue is that it's only as good as the elements around it. You can set up Electro for like dot damage. So if you had a Venti with a Guoba, you could have fire damage, and you could have more fire damage. The issue is that why would you just not have more fire damage? Okay, and here we go. We can ascend. And she gets more attack. So, Xinyan, still at 1,000. She still needs to get stronger. We get an Acquaint Feint. And now we're on the last rung. Alright. It will take a little bit to get her all maxed out. So, I guess, actually, let me just, we can go to the teapot. And we can just collect a few things. Okay, so Turby,
This realm is truly...
what you give us? Oh. Alright. Nothing quite yet. Alright.
If you ever had...
So, I think I'm going to use one of those Quaint Fates. Yeah, we've got plenty of Prima Gems, and we've got plenty of Fates. So, I think we might be able to get either Raiden or Yai. I'm going to be gunning for Raiden. If I get Raiden, then I'll gun for Yai. If I get Yai, then I'll just save up because I don't think dupes are a... well, dupes are helpful, but the first dupe you get isn't that good. For example, I've got Constellation 2 on Kaching. That gives more damage on the E and more particle effect generation on the passive. Jean, her E pulls things in faster, does more damage. Elemental orbs increase, just generally give buffs. Do I have any other 5-star that's got dupes? I don't think so. And this still isn't unlocked.
I can't decide whether
Which is
kale
really
sauce
sad,
better
because it
with
should have been
salt and
unlocked by
pepper
now.
Or garlic and herbs.
Anyway, I'm gonna call it for today. It's been a little bit of a long one. Oh well. See ya.